Hey everybody, it's Dalton. Wife and I are going to stay home and watch playoffs today. We were going to go fishing this morning. We decided to stay home, and I'll be fishing again later on this week. I want to talk to you about a technique that I was playing around with earlier this year. Now, most people know about the Neko rig, where you just take a stick bait, usually a 5-inch. I've got a 4-inch stick bait here tied on. I take a 1/32 little nail weight, and I take a little bit of crazy glue and glue it in there so it doesn't fall out. Use a really small hook, a little O-ring, and that's pretty much your Neko setup. You can bounce it around on the bottom. I always use a spinning rod for this technique, just a medium action spinning rod with 6, 8, or 10-pound test fluorocarbon line. Some of the worms that I like to use, I like these robo worms, okay? This is a 6-inch fat straight tail robo worm. And what I like about it, it's got a thick body like a stick bait. You can get the ring around there, and it's just another bait to use for Neko rigging. Of course, most of the time, stick baits are used. I'll give you another one that works really good. If you're just regular Neko rigging, Zoom makes a super fluke. If I can get the package open here. Maybe not. They make, wow, I'm having a hard time with this package. They make this super fluke, and it's about 5 inches. It's got a little tail on it, okay? Get them in all kinds of colors, but you can put your O-ring here, put a little nail in it, and I tell you what, if you bounce it around like this, looks like a little fish eating off the bottom. This is another bait that I use for Neko rigging. But today I want to talk to you about something specific. Vertically Neko rigging, where you just take your bait, it's got the nail in it, it's going to sink, and all you do is just drop it straight down under your boat and just slightly jig it. And all you're doing is you're just taking this bait and you're just kind of bouncing it off the bottom. You'd be surprised how this works. Earlier this year, I started playing around with that because I saw a bunch of fish coming under my boat with my graph. I mean, they were just a bunch of them. It was like a little highway under the water for bait and then fish. I started dropping this thing down to them, and boom, I started catching them, just vertically fishing a Neko rig. There you go. Sometimes, if you notice what I did there, was I dropped this Neko rig down just like a vertical drop shot. And I just let it fall. And he took it, spitting out bait fish. There's 2 or 3 bait fish he's already spit out of his mouth. So, I don't know if you see my graph, but there's a ton of bait fish. These are just really healthy spotted bass. They're not huge, but they fight like heck. That's why I love spotted bass. They fight so much. You know, you don't have to catch a huge spotted bass to get a big fight. And there he is. Once I saw him in the graph under there again, I just started bouncing this thing off the bottom. Just vertical. Vertical Neko rigging. Nice chunky bass today. And they're spitting a lot of bait out. That's a nice one right there. Nice chunk. Oh yeah. This one here's got a really fat belly. Might actually go close to 1.75 pounds, even though he's short. Doggone, I love these spotted bass. Now, the day before yesterday, I was out fishing. It was super foggy when I got there. This lake, sometimes the early morning fog, you can't see 5 feet in front of you. So I'm having to use the little map on my fish finder just to kind of guide myself around. So it's really foggy. They're not biting anything. So I took just a little 5-inch worm and then Neko, and I dropped it straight down to him as I started to see him come under the boat, and that's how I was catching him in that fog. There he is. I saw him go under the boat, and got me one. Well, first one this morning. The fog is just super duper been thick. I can't hardly get anywhere. So I'm taking this little Neko. It's got a little nail in it, a little green pumpkin stick bait, and I'm just dropping it straight down to him. It's about the only thing I can think of right now, because I'm waiting for him to come under the boat. They seem to be coming through here, and then I drop this to him and try to get bit. So you'd be surprised how well this works, and let me really highlight this zoom one again, because you can get the different colors. And if you're in a clear lake and you get like a watermelon red or even a shad pattern color, it's going to look really cool working that thing on the bottom with the little tail that this this bait has. I guess I put it back in there. And then also I think the robo worm is really good. And then most of the time I just use the Yum Dingers. I use a 4-inch and I use a 5-inch, and set it up, go fishing, and you're gonna catch them. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Getting ready to watch some football, make some food. Have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.